I tried 15 new makeup releases, so you don't have to, but I'm telling you, you do have to try some of these. Welcome back everyone. Today's video is going to be a new collection or rejection video. So I have 15 makeup products in here that I have been testing out recently. I've done a few videos with these products, some first impression videos, some try to get ready with me videos that you have seen. And then I like to come back to do what I call collection or rejection. And I decide what of these new products am I actually going to put into my makeup collection and keep, and what I've decided is not worthy enough to go in my collection and what I will be decluttering and passing along to someone else. So we have some eyeshadow palettes in here, some foundations, lip products, brow products. I do have to say a lot of these worked really well for me. We have one pretty gigantic fail in here. Maybe we can start with that product, but I will link everything in my description box that I'm talking about, as well as my makeup look today. I will also have everything linked in the YouTube shopping button if there's anything that you are interested in. But let's go ahead and start with the fail. And if you know me, you know that this is just a personal fail. I'm not saying that this is a bad makeup product. It just was a really epic fail for me. But this is from Glow Recipe. It's their Watermelon Glow Dewdrop with SPF 45 and niacinamide. Unfortunately for me, I have some sort of reaction to products that contain watermelon. I'm not really sure what it is. I don't know if I'm allergic to watermelon, if I'm allergic to like synthetic watermelon fragrance. I'm not sure. I just know over the years, whenever I try products with watermelon in them, I seem to have some really bad reactions. So a lot of Glow Recipe products, like when Glow Recipe was first coming out with products and I was getting some PR from them, I was like so excited to try these like dewdrops and whatever else they were coming out with, and my skin was like, nah girl, let's not do that. So for whatever reason, I got these and I just felt like they were so cute. Like it's like just like a little stick SPF. Like I was like, how fun is something like this? This will be great. And then I used it a few times and my skin was so inflamed. I remember the first time that I used it, I woke up in the morning and I could just feel my face. Like I could feel like something was going on. And looking in the mirror, like I'd already started to get some breakouts, but it was more just my face was like inflamed. It was definitely puffy. And it took a while. It took a while to have that reaction go away. So unfortunately for me, this is a very, very personal review on this product. It just doesn't work for me because I'm sensitive or allergic or something is going on with these. So I was bummed about that because I think that this is so cute. I love this idea for just like a little stick sunscreen. They sent me a handful and I gave a couple other to my friends. And I'll just be passing this along because again, I don't think it's a bad product and it's so cute. I wish that we worked out better, but we just don't. Another product that I don't mind, but I didn't necessarily love is this one here from Essence. It's their Double Trouble Mascara. I love trying out mascaras. I love testing mascaras. I don't really wear false lashes, so I'm always trying to find a good mascara for me. Essence mascaras can be a little bit hit or miss for me. I know so many people, obviously like the Lash Princess was such a holy grail staple and I just never could get on with that one. So when I got the Double Trouble in PR, I was like, obviously I'm gonna go ahead and try it. I'm excited for it. I don't mind it. So with the wand on this one, you have like kind of the double-sided wand where you have the one side that's supposed to lengthen the lashes and then the other side that's supposed to make them fuller. And I definitely see that. I remember when I was doing the first impression with this mascara, that's exactly what I said that the mascara did. For me, my only thing is that it does have quite a bit of transfer on my face. And that is something that I just don't love. I live in a really hot climate. I've also been doing a lot of traveling where there's a lot of humidity. I just got back from Italy and it was very, very humid over there. And I just want to wear mascaras that aren't going to end up all over my face, aren't going to flake off. And I feel like the Double Trouble, it's one of those that it's like, it's fine if I'm just, doing like a casual makeup look, I'm gonna be sitting in my house or something like that. Sure, the Double Trouble, it makes my lashes look longer, look fuller, look darker, that's great. But if I'm gonna be needing my mascara to last for a prolonged period of time, I'm not really going to be reaching for the Double Trouble. I'm gonna go for like the Rare Beauty. I've been doing the CoverGirl Cleantopia. Today, what do I have on today? I have the Benefit Fan Fest on today. But I definitely have my like holy grail mascaras that I keep repurchasing and going back to, especially like I always call out the Rare Beauty. So that one, not a favorite of mine, not one that I would repurchase. So I guess collection or rejection, I'm going to reject the Glow Recipe SPF. I am going to keep the Double Trouble. A mascara isn't something I would really like pass along to someone else. And again, like I said, it's something that I'll keep in my collection until it's gone or I've had it open for a couple months and then get rid of it. But I won't be like repurchasing it. Alrighty, so a drugstore product that I have been really enjoying is from Kokie Cosmetics, and this is their eyebrow pencil. I use the shade Chocolate Brown, and I really like this one. I pulled this out of my travel makeup bag that I took to Italy, and I like it because I feel like there's a decent amount of product in here because I've been using this brow pencil a lot, and I still feel like I have a good amount of uses left. It's not like the It Cosmetics Brow Power. That thing is the most long wearing, I don't know how much product you get in there, but it's a lot. But I do feel like with the Kokie, there's been a couple times where I'm like, okay, I've used this every single day this week. Like, am I about to run out of this product? Especially because going traveling, one of the last things that I want to run out of if I'm somewhere else is a brow pencil. Obviously, it's not the end of the world. You can go out and you can buy yourself a new one. But there has been times, I think it was last year when I went to Scottsdale. Luckily, I always pack 2 brow pencils with me, but I went to pull out my usual brow pencil on my trip and it was gone, and I was like, okay, that's not good. This one, I'm impressed with how much product that you get from Kokie Cosmetics, but to me, this is really similar to like a Benefit Cosmetics Precisely My Brow, except it's at a much more affordable price point. I like the packaging on it too because it's gold. I feel like it looks fancier. When you actually hold it, it does feel, you know, like kind of like cheaper plastic packaging, but it looks nice when you pull it out of your makeup bag, okay? But it's very easy to do my brows with. The chocolate brown color is actually a really good shade match for me. It stays in place. You have a spoolie on one side. If you like a brow pencil that's you know, a little bit more precise, I would definitely recommend this one from Kokie. I've been getting on with this so much. So going to be keeping that in my collection. And then recently from Ulta Beauty, I purchased from NYX. This is the Buttermelt Blush. I feel like I have maybe a decent, I was gonna say, do I have like a decent amount of drugstore versus more high-end? But I bought this one from Ulta Beauty. The NYX Buttermelt Blush in Feeling Butta is this shade. This is a really nice blush. This is very pigmented. You do not need a lot of product. So I got this kind of more like warm terracotta shade, and it's a little bit more on the glowy side for a blush as well. I do also really like the packaging of these, except I do find it a little bit hard to open, but I like the packaging. It's just like, it's a little bit different, a little bit unique. And I'll say that I have gone traveling with this a lot. I've had no issue, like I've never feel like it's like flimsy, like it's going to break on me or anything like that. I think I took this to Chicago, to Iowa. Recently I took it to Italy. It's gotten a lot of places with me, and I like it because again, it's such a pigmented blush and it really is long wearing. This is one though that I think that you can definitely go overboard with. I got it right before I went on my Chicago trip, and I've said in multiple of my videos that I feel like you can see my blush first and then me, like in photos and stuff. It's like my blush and then it's like the rest of my face. So it is very easy to go heavy on it, but for that reason, like this is a blush I will never hit pan in. If I pass this down, my great grandchild will also not hit pan in this blush because you need the smallest amount. But if you're looking for a good long wearing blush, one that's really going to stand out and one at a little bit more of an affordable price point, I know NYX is kind of like that mid tier, I guess that we would say. But the NYX Buttermelt blushes, I feel like they've been getting a lot of hype, and for a good reason. Eyeshadow palette. Oh wait, I have another drugstore product that I see on top here. I also purchased this in my last Ulta haul, and this is from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and it is their Glow Reviver Lip Oil. Okay, so again, this is going to be e.l.f. still, I feel like keeps that more affordable price point. So if you're looking for a nice lip oil with a more affordable price point, this one from e.l.f. is going to be a good one. I don't think I love the scent on this one, which is something I don't say often because I usually say I don't have a great sense of smell, but I can definitely smell like, it almost just has like, it's almost like a plasticky scent, yet like minty at the same time. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But that's one thing that I wanted to point out. I don't usually talk about scents because I usually can't smell anything. So when I can, I try to point it out. This to me, I think I'm just really particular about my lip oils. Like I have those lip oils that I just love, I'm faithful to, I always go back to, I'm always talking about them. I love the ones from Sigma Beauty. Those have always been my favorites. Like I love the one like from Fenty Beauty is pulled out right now. I was wearing that one the other day. And this one from e.l.f. I just feel like is okay. I feel like this has been a little bit more of like a viral product online. I've seen a lot of people talking about the e.l.f. glosses. I did like a ranking viral lip oils like filter where it runs through a bunch of lip oils and then spits one out at you, and you have to decide 1 through 10 where you're going to put it, but then you can't change your mind, you know? So I did that one day, and I believe the e.l.f. one was on there. And again, it's not that it's a bad lip oil. I just think it's one of those especially because I love lip oil so much that I'm just particular about my favorites, and I don't see this being a favorite. I kept having to put this out on my desk to like remind myself to wear it and to use it because I would find myself always just going back to my favorites. So, you know, honestly, I'm thinking like collection or rejection. I just don't think I'm going to wear this one very often, so it seems kind of silly to keep it in my collection. You know, it is a lip oil, so something like this is a little bit harder to sanitize. So I could give it to like, you know, some of my close girlfriends. I feel like they would probably like it and actually get some use out of it. It's not something that I feel like I have to keep in my collection. I always think about it like, oh, comparisons and all those things, but honestly, at the end of the day, I just don't want a ton of makeup. I don't want just like a gigantic makeup pile just to like have it. So I am going to declutter that one. Okay, another lip product that I got from my Ulta Beauty haul. This is from Sashu Beauty. It's their lip liner stay-in. Their peel off lip liner tattoo. Okay, I got the shade pink. I wanted to love this product so much. Like and a part of the reason why I bought it too, not that I'm blaming anybody, you know, not blaming anyone, but I started to see quite a few comments of people saying, have you tried like the peel off lip products, the peel off lip liner? Would you try it? Would you test it out? Would you review it? And I was curious about them too. I've seen the videos, I've seen viral videos of it. I've seen people, you know, peeling it off and being like, this stays all day and like my lip liner is gonna stay all day. And like, I love lip liner. I want my lip liner to stay all day. So I tried this product, and again, am I great at doing makeup? No. Can I slap on some eyeliner? Sure. But I'm not a makeup artist, and sometimes makeup just doesn't come the most naturally to me. Like, I feel like there's so many people that can pick up something like this or an eyeshadow palette or a more unique product and like know what to do with it, and I just kind of stare at it like, huh? So sometimes certain things take me multiple uses to try to understand. So when I first started using it, I wasn't really getting it. I was like, it's just user error, like watch some more videos, try to figure out what other people are doing. But at the end of the day, this just isn't going to be for me for a few reasons. If you watched my bridesmaid makeup look, maybe you would have known that, but my little brother got married back in July, and I was doing my makeup for the wedding and I was filming myself, and I used this, and I decided to use it in a new way because I had just basically been using this as lip liner, but then I was seeing people online use it all over their lips. So I was like, maybe I should try like all over my lips as well. Because for me, when I applied it as a lip liner, so it goes on your lips basically black. When I was doing it as a lip liner, I was finding it really hard for me to overline my lips like I do with lip liner. I love lip liner because I can make my lips look fuller and all of those things. But with this, like I couldn't get the hang of it, and then it almost kind of just looked, the first time I did it, it almost kind of looked like I had like scabs on my lips almost, and it was like uneven. It just, to me, was not the cutest look that I've ever done, but I was like, user error, you can figure it out. Then right before my brother's wedding, I decided to put it all over my lips. I got it all over my teeth, thought I stained my teeth before I have to stand up and be a bridesmaid. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. I'm filming, there's so much going on. And I just feel like for me, I can't make it look right on my lips. I see other people that can do stains so well, and I'm so happy for them. I think I've just had to like accept defeat with this product, that it's not gonna be for me. I also have zero patience. I'm an Aries. I'm also a double Aries, okay? I'm an Aries sun and an Aries rising. I have no patience. So for this, when you put it on, you're supposed to leave it for like a while and then peel it off. And for me, I typically do my lips last. And I saw someone comment to say, like, before you start doing your makeup, do the lip product and then let it sit on the whole time and then take it off. And I tried that a few times too, and it just, at the end of the day, I don't have the patience for something like this. I don't feel like I can get it. This, to me, even if it looks fine, it doesn't look better than when I do my lips the regular way with lip liner and then a lip gloss, a lip oil, lipstick. That to me looks better 10 out of 10 times. Have I been able to make this work and make it look okay and like gone out in public with this? Yes. But again, at the end of the day, it's going to be quicker for me to do my regular lip routine. It's still nice and long wearing. I mean, you find good lip products, they're not gonna move. I'm wearing the Peri Para lip liner today, and I've been telling everybody, this is one of the longest wearing lip liners ever. I got it off Amazon for like super cheap. I don't need a lip stain, especially one that's like so finicky for me to be able to use. So again, I'm not saying this is a bad product. I feel like it's probably me and it's probably like the no patience, but my makeup routine is just fine. I don't need like a lip tattoo, lip stain, peel off situation. To me, it's just kind of one of those viral products where it's like, sometimes it feels today it's more about virality than it is about like having good products out there, and they're what sells. I mean, look, listen, I bought it. I saw everybody's videos on it. I wanted to try it too. And I don't know how I want to say this, but I feel like sometimes now in today's world, that's what matters, is that like one sale, that one viral moment that's going to sell and make a company thousands and thousands, potentially millions of dollars, who knows, with whatever it is that they're selling. They don't necessarily need repeat customers. They just need that like one-off viral moment type situation. I'm not saying that's like Sashu Beauty or like this particular lip liner, just in the scope of things. It's just a different world, you know? So we have some eyeshadow palettes from Nomad Cosmetics. So they released these like smaller little travel palettes. I will say I have been really loving the OSL one, the Oslo Gardamon. This I have been reaching for so much. It's just this little cool toned 6-pan palette. It does have a mirror in here. This is beautiful though. I've taken this with me on a lot of my trips. This is actually what I wore when I was a bridesmaid in my brother's wedding. Nomad has such a nice formula. I'm very impressed with the mattes, and these shimmer shades, like these two shimmers in the middle, are so beautiful. I also brought this more warm tone, the Abu Dhabi. This one I also brought on my Hamptons trip with me, and I think that this one is beautiful. I gravitate towards smaller palettes, and actually as I'm sitting here, I'm getting ready to film like a one and done eyeshadow video, because I also do love me some one and done eyeshadows. But these like little 6-pan palettes, I just think these are very travel friendly. I love the travel theme to all of them as well. And then we do have the Canadian Rockies. This is the one that I haven't gravitated towards the most. It's a little surprising because I do love greens, but to me, my favorite out of here was definitely the Oslo. I reached for this one. I love some cool tones. I also love just very simple eye looks. Like right now, I just like used wing liner to make an eyeshadow look, and then some shadows on the lower lash line with an eyeshadow palette that's coming up. But these are really nice. I really like the Nomad eyeshadow formula. They actually just launched. I just got this one in the mail. This is the Fuji 5 Lakes Intense Color Palette. This is so beautiful. And the packaging on this, like I wish you could feel the packaging, but it's like raised, it just, the quality, just looking at this alone, when I pulled it out of the package, I was like, my gracious. And inside is just beautiful. Again, I love that Nomad has these like travel themed palettes. They just like are right up my alley. But this is so beautiful. We have like this row of reds here. We have some fun yellows over here, some blues. If you want to see a look with this palette, let me know. Typically I would wait and haul this in like an upcoming PR haul, but it just came and it also just launched. And I was like, I really want to see the inside of this palette. And this is so beautiful. So I do have a discount code with Nomad. It is, I believe it's Samantha, just Samantha. I will say for these palettes, I am going to keep the OSL and then also the Abu Dhabi, and I am going to declutter. I'm actually probably gonna see if Ashley wants this one, because Ashley also really likes the Nomad formula. I've given her some Nomad palettes as well, and she really does like them. And we all know that my best friend Ashley loves green eyeshadow, so I just feel like this could be a good one for her. So I just usually, you know, sometimes once I have like a little bag together, I like send it over to my friends. I'm like, you want anything? So I'm gonna put that one in my declutter pile, but I'm going to keep these two because I think these are the ones I'm gonna get the most use out of, and I'm excited to try out the new palette from Nomad. But they definitely have an eyeshadow formula that I would recommend. Okay, so moving on, I have some powder products in here from YSL. So YSL Beauty recently sent me their All Hours Bronzer and also their All Hours Hyper Finish Powder. I'm not sure why, but for some reason I kind of went into trying the powder being like, I'm probably not gonna like this. I honestly don't really know why I was thinking that. It is a very white powder, and I don't know if there's just something about that I was like, yeah, I'm not so sure about. It does come with its own little applicator here, which mine is very dirty and should be washed. But I like that it came with that, and I actually liked it. Obviously I used it. I use this all the time, and I appreciated that it came with that, and it's just right under here, and it does have a mirror on it. This is a nice powder, and I I kind of go back and forth. Sometimes I'm really into loose powder. Sometimes I'm really into pressed powder. Sometimes I'm into them both. And I feel like right now I'm kind of into both of them. Benefit just released their new Professional Powder, Power Powder. Okay, and it's actually what I have on today, and I feel like it's held up really well. My aunt is here in town. I was down on the strip with her earlier. It's very hot here in Vegas, and I feel like my makeup was holding up really nicely, and this was the powder that I used. So I feel like I am kind of going back and forth between pressed and loose, but a lot of times if I'm going into a pressed powder, I am reaching for the one from YSL. I do have a little Charlotte Tilbury powder, and I do keep that in my clutch. It's my mini. It's like what I always have to touch up on. But if I'm doing my makeup at home, like this was just in my overnight bag because I've stayed with Ashley a few nights since I've gotten back, and I just take like a little makeup bag over there. This is the powder that I've been packing. Also, the packaging is beautiful on here. Obviously, like the YSL, the raised packaging. But I think this powder is very nice. It's not too heavy. It doesn't look like you're wearing a lot of powder when you put it on. It doesn't look cakey, and it doesn't leave a white cast on me. I don't know if that's what I was thinking when I saw like how white it was, that I was like, is it gonna leave like the white cast? But it doesn't. It's translucent powder, and I think it's a really nice pressed powder option. So I am gonna be keeping that one. I reach for it often. And then also their All Hours Hyper Bronze. It's the bronzer that I have on today. This is a very nice bronzer. When I first opened it, I wasn't sure if the shade was going to be great, and I wasn't sure. To me, I thought maybe it looked like it could pull a little bit orange on me, but I think that it's a very nice bronzer. To me, I don't feel like it's going to be a new favorite. I don't think it's gonna replace some of my favorites. Like I love the Sigma Beauty bronzer. Charlotte Tilbury has some nice bronzers. And I was going back and forth on if I wanted to keep it or not, but oddly enough, I don't feel like I have a lot of bronzers in my collection at this particular moment. And I'm also not trying a lot of new bronzers. I feel like, again, like I just hit pan on my one from Sigma. I love like the L'Oreal Fresh Wear. I still continually wear the bronzer that I made with Nomad Cosmetics and River. Like I mentioned, some Charlotte Tilbury. If I want to do like a cream, I'll go with like the Rare Beauty bronzer stick. I just don't feel like I have like an overload of bronzers in my collection. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this one from YSL, but at the end of the day, I do still think it's a nice bronzer. It's one that I reach for. It's one that I find easy to build up and blend out. I think that it's a good one. I don't think it's gonna be a favorite, but I do think it's a good one. And then moving over to a couple blushes, I have a powder blush and a cream blush. So the cream blush is from Lawless Beauty, and these are the Pinch My Cheeks Soft Blur Cream Blush. I have the shade on today in Rosebud. These are really nice blushes as well. I've been a little bit back and forth between like, the last several months, I've been really into like my powder blushes, but in the last like month or two, I guess maybe I'd say, I've been doing more liquid. Like I have some of the Flower Beauty light ones in front of me that I've been trying out. ColourPop has a liquid blush that I've been trying out, and I've also been doing these from Lawless Beauty, and these are a really nice cream blush option. I don't think that they're the most long-wearing blushes of all time, but I still think that they're pretty. Like when I went out today, I was wearing it, and by the time I got home, again, it was hot and you know, all those things. I did feel like before the video, like I wanted to touch up my blush. So I don't think it's gonna be the most long-wearing cream blush option for you, but I do still think it's pretty. I know they sent me a handful of different shades. I really just feel like I need to keep one, so I'm just gonna keep Rosebud in my collection. But again, I don't feel like I have an influx of blushes at the moment, especially cream blushes, because I did declutter quite a few in my last declutter because I wasn't reaching for cream as much. I like Lawless Beauty. They're definitely a favorite beauty brand of mine. I tend to repurchase a lot from them as well. And like I said, I think that these are good blushes, so I do want to keep that one in my collection. Powder blush that I have is from Nars. They just released a few new blush shades. So I was trying out their blush in Dolce Vita. So this one is a little bit deeper like powder blush. I like this blush, but again, it's not like an absolute standout to me. And I decided that I wanted to keep the Lawless because I don't have a lot of the cream blushes. But when it comes to powder blushes, like I can open my drawer here, like I really do, again, Lawless Vintage Love. I've talked about this blush for years. I have the Benefit Pom Pom, which kind of a little bit reminded me of the Dolce Vita shade. I don't think they're exactly similar, but they kind of have that deeper tone to them. The Pom Pom I feel like is almost a little bit more brown, maybe. Like it has a little bit more of like a brown undertone to it, I would say. And also like the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic. I've talked about these blushes for a long time. Like the one from NYX, really good blush option. I have my blush that I did with YSL Cosmetics as well. So when it comes to powder blushes, I feel like I have more options in my collection. And this one to me just, again, it's a nice blush. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it applies well. It's a nice looking blush. I just don't need to keep 1,000 blushes in my collection. So I decided I can pass that one on to a new home. I'll say that I didn't really love the blush brush that came with that. This is also from Nars. I mean, it's like interesting looking, but it was just a little bit too scratchy for me. Like I wasn't a fan of this one. So I am also going to declutter the blush brush. If you want a good blush brush, like one of my favorites right here is from Sigma Beauty. This is the F40. The foundation that I have been trying is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is her stick foundation. This is the Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Hydrating Foundation Stick. So a lot of people have worn this several times now, and it's one of my favorite products. Like I said, went to the strip, I was outside walking around. I went to a place called Slots of Fun. I went to Circus Circus for the first time. Oh, that place is a vibe. Everyone hates on Circus Circus. I could have stayed there all day. There's a whole arcade, there's a Midway, there's games, there's skee ball. I'm having a great time. But I think the only thing that I touched up on my face was I did a little bit of the Benefit powder and then also added a little bit more blush. And I did reapply my lip because I did have a Krispy Kreme donut. For me, I like products that are going to be more light coverage. I still like being able to see my skin. I don't have perfect skin, but that's okay. And I like products that just kind of shows like a my skin but better. And I feel like I definitely get that with the Charlotte Tilbury. It's very light. This is one that I like to travel with, and it's shown up in my travel makeup bag videos quite a bit because it's so easy to blend out. I honestly feel like I could just use my fingers. I like to use a brush when I would blend this one out because otherwise with a damp sponge, I feel like you don't really get enough coverage. Again, Sigma Beauty has some really good brushes. What I've been using recently is the F46 Angled Foundation Brush. You know, like some of their like kabuki style brushes. BK Beauty 101 is a really nice foundation brush as well. But I feel like this way with the brush, you do get a little bit more coverage. It's still light coverage, but that way it's covering what you want to cover. I do have dry skin, and this to me is definitely a very glowy product. If you have oily skin, I don't know if you're gonna love it, but I don't have oily skin, so I can't say. So I always recommend watching someone else who does have oily skin if you do and you are trying to decide if you wanna buy this one. But for my dry skin, I feel like it just looks more glowy and more hydrated. I do think that I need to powder more with this. It's one of those that I can tell that I start to get shiny like in the T-zone, my forehead, and that sort of thing. But you know, the Charlotte Tilbury powder is a great option. Again, something like the Benefit if I'm at home or something like that. But I also think this has a really good wear time. The first time that I wore this product, I wore it through a concert. I think it was Meg Thee Stallion, right? Was it Meg Thee Stallion? I think it was the Meg Thee Stallion concert that I went to. So I put this foundation on at like 11 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't get home until late at night. And I went to a brunch that was outside, I went to a pool, and then I went to a concert. And this foundation held up really nice. Again, I was powdering throughout the day, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like breaking up on me. It never looked like, I mean, I just feel like this is a product that's impossible to look like heavy or cakey on the skin, but I never needed to touch up, which I was very impressed with. So I've been liking the stick foundation. As someone who doesn't wear foundation a lot, I think that says a lot. So I'm gonna be keeping that one. Products that I have really been loving, I've been talking about this one a lot. This is from Milk Makeup. This is their Kush High Roll Brow Tint. This is what I have in my brows today. I am not someone, I was doing a live chat recently, and I was mentioning how if you've been hearing the term like bronzer blindness, blush blindness is the one that's really popular right now, where it's like, you can't see that you have so much blush on and you just keep reapplying blush. And I feel like I have bronzer blindness. And I said that in one of my videos, and someone commented, and I was just on the, literally, what is it, ROTFL, rolling on the floor laughing. That was legitimately me. That they were like, I think you have brow blindness because your brows never look the same. And I was like, oh girl, you're right. Like, you right. Listen, this is 2016 Samantha who didn't even do her brows, okay? My brows, we decided in the live chat when I mentioned that, I was like, I think they're like, you know, they say that your brows are supposed to be sisters, not twins. I was like, mine are like acquaintances. One person said they're like vague exes or something like that, and I was dying laughing. But no, my brows basically never look the same, and also they're so different. Like my right brow is much more fuller and just like shaped already, and then my left brow is just kind of like out in no man's land. Like it's more sparse, like the front of it's like weird. I'm just like so to me it's always been really hard for me to get my brows to look the same, and that's okay. You know, at the end of the day, everything's still fine and I still go to sleep okay even if my brows don't look the same. I've always been more into brow pencils like the Kokie, the Benefit Precisely My Brow, the Lawless brow pencil, the Goof Proof. CoverGirl has some good ones. I don't usually go for brow gels because I find them harder to do, and because my brows are such different shapes, I feel like I need a little bit more control, like using a pencil, and something like a brow gel just typically hasn't worked for me. But this brow gel I find super easy to use. So I've done a few shorts of how I use it. So basically I take like a regular brow pencil, like I take like the spoolie side and I spoolie through my brows, and then I just run through this one, and it kind of looks like, you know, I mean, it's a brow gel. It kind of looks like maybe like a mascara-ish type wand. The tinted brow gel, I have the shade MJ. Why do I feel like this is it MJ? Or is it Haze? I always go back and forth, but this is what's in my drawer. This had to have been what I used today, right? This is the shade MJ, and I just find it really easy to use, and also this stays in place. Like I was saying in my like short form review video, that when I take this off at night, I'm like really focusing on my brows because they really stay. Okay, now I'm like, do my brows look lighter? I use the one that's like the taupe shade. That's the one. I will have it in the description box, but I use the one that's, because one of them's blonde and one of them's taupe. Taupe is the better match for me, even though I think that I can get away with either of them. I just prefer the taupe one. But to me, it's so fast when I do it. Like I just shoo, 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 and then I take it and I turn it a little bit on the side and just like act like I'm doing like the hair like strokes in the front, and then it's done. And I'm like, okay. Sometimes I spoolie through the brows again. Like if I feel like if I got like a lot of extra product on there, I'll like spoolie through my brows again. Sometimes I need to take the pencil and do like the lines, the hair like strokes in the front to go. And for me, if I'm doing just like a more casual makeup look, either no makeup, or I'm just running out, like today, I wasn't even sure if I was gonna film because I have family in town. So I was like, you know, I'm just trying to like run out, hang out with my aunt for a while. I'm gonna have my sunglasses on a lot. We're gonna be walking a lot. I was like, I just don't feel like sitting here like doing my brows for a long period of time. So it's so fast and easy for me to do this brow gel from Milk. And I've been so impressed with this. So sometimes, yes, my brows don't look exactly the same, especially when I use a brow gel. But again, at the end of the day, it's all good. And I really do like that one from Milk. And then lastly, we're gonna finish it off with two products from Natasha Denona. So I purchased her Golden palette and also the Golden Glimmer gloss. I ended up really liking this gloss, and now I've just been playing with it a lot, but I was trying not to do that because I wanted you to see how much I've used out of this. But I took this on several of my trips with me. I think this came to like Iowa and Chicago. I wanna say I took it to the Hamptons or Iceland, maybe both of them, but I've had this in my travel makeup bag for a while. This is a very pretty gloss. I like to pair it with something that's like a little bit of like a lighter nude type of lip liner is typically what I do, or more of like a brown. Alona is one of my favorite lip liner shades from Natasha Denona, and I was using that with this gloss a lot. I do think that it's very pretty, and it's supposed to be a plumping lip gloss, which I didn't know when I bought it because I do not like plumping lip glosses. I feel like it has the scent of a plumping gloss. Like you can smell that, like, you know, that kind of like minty, like, you know, this is going to plump your lips type thing, but I don't feel anything. Like when I first put it on, I feel like I get like a tingle and then it's gone within seconds, because something that like really irritates my lips, which that's what a lip plumper is supposed to do. It's supposed to irritate your lips, right? And make them look bigger because of that. I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. Sometimes I don't even like the look of it because I just feel like it looks like, there's some plumpers that I feel like it makes my lips look like I'm having like an allergic reaction. Like I'm thinking like the Too Faced like lip injections. I cannot wear those. So I like that this one is plumping without those plumping effects. So I've been a big fan of this gloss. I like that it has that little bit of shimmer in it, but without like being like glittery lips, and it doesn't feel like squirty when I rub my lips together. So big fan of this gloss, definitely keeping that. And then the Golden palette, this is what I have on my eyes today. Again, I have a very, very, very simple eye look on. I just smudged a little bit of black eyeliner, and then I winged it out using the shade Log, this dark brown here. I did take a little bit of the shade Milko, I don't know, this first shade here, and I just ran it on the lid just to like have like a little something, like it's white, so there was that. And then I grabbed a little bit of Aria and Teak, these matte browns here. And that's what I use for my lower lash line. And then I just very lightly, like I literally just took that same pencil, didn't pick up any more, that pencil brush. I didn't pick up any more shadow, and then I just kind of lightly like put it into the crease as well. And that's all I did for my eye look. but I really liked the golden palette and I wasn't sure I was going to in the beginning. I love Natasha Denona. I always say she has my favorite formula for eyeshadows. I typically buy all of her palettes. Today it was the I Need a Warm palette came out, and so I ordered that one, so you'll be seeing a video with that coming soon. If you want like swatches of all the shades on my eyes, let me know. If you want different looks, let me know, like whatever you find most helpful with the eyeshadow palettes. But she typically has the formula and the launches that really call to me. So the I Need a Warm palette I was super excited about. I do have a discount code with her as well, which is SAMANTHAMARCH. If you're interested in like her lip liners, which I said I love, the glosses, the new palette, or the golden palette. This one, I just worried if it would be like a little bit too repetitive, but some of these shades in here are so beautiful. Some of these golds, like Fizzy, Kava, Alchemist is so beautiful. I've gone into Oro quite a bit for just that like stunning wash of gold on the eyes. I know I talk about like one and done eyeshadows, and I think one and done shadows, people think it's like a single shadow stick, but I do think there's a lot of palettes that have beautiful one and done eyeshadows in them. And I really think that with the golden palette as well. Obviously, are you buying one palette because you only want one shade in there? No, but this is a palette that I'm like, I can reach into and I can dip my finger into Fizzy, put it all over my lid, then grab a few matte shades out of here for my lower lash line and put mascara on, and I'm good to go. If I have more time and if I want to do a full look, I also have the option in here, but she also has such a beautiful formula that I feel like I can pick those individual shades out and use them all over the eyes. And this palette really is stunning. Again, the Natasha formula is just one of my favorites. I love golden shades, I love browns, I love neutral looks. So that was a reason why I bought this palette, because I thought I'm really gonna get on with that one. But I have been really enjoying the golden palette. So definitely gonna be keeping that one in my collection, and I'll have a new Natasha palette coming soon. Those are some reviews on 15 new makeup products that I have been testing out. I hope that you found these helpful. If you did, make sure to give this one a thumbs up, subscribe before you go. I'll see you in the next one.